Africa Forex Markets Forex Academy. Okay, and like I said, we are going to be taking a look at the chart for July 13 to 17. We're going to be taking a review of what has happened last week and how the week is starting this week, so that we can see if there is a way we can trace the market with this within the week. So let's go straight to the chart and let's see what is happening there. This is DXY, and we're on the I prefer starting with DXY, which is dollar currency index. Dollar currency index, taking a look at dollar currency index does a lot of things for me. I have an idea of how dollar is going to trade for the week. I have an idea of what dollar is doing currently, and that will also give me an idea of how to trade other currency pairs that I trade, because most major currency pairs have dollar in them. Okay, so now that, and then dollar even have, if it has effect on other currency pairs. Okay, so whatever is happening with dollar, many times it affects what is happening with the other currency. So let's see how it closed the week last week. So from the weekly time frame, you can see that dollar closed with a bearish candle last week. It closed with a bearish candle. We also have something that formed like a swirl pattern or head and shoulder pattern, and we have a close below our 50 moving average on the weekly. We saw this two weeks move like what I would call corrective move up like this, and it looks like since then we've been having bearish move, although the candles have been small, but this shows that generally the trend is changing direction. It was trending up for a long time, but it looks like we are about to see a change in direction in dollar currency index. So having this in mind, we are expecting weakness of dollar. That doesn't mean that there may not be a change in it. It is possible, because if you look at that week, last week's candle, it closed with a long wick below it, not too below it. So it is possible for it to change direction and begin to go up, but generally for now we expect weakness of dollar. Okay, so let's take a look at USD card. Okay, so looking at USD card, there's a bit of difference there, because usually when dollar currency index is weak, we expect Canadian dollar to be stronger. But looking at the way the candle closed last week, it looks like dollar was a bit stronger than Canadian dollar last week. I guess it's because of that change in direction that we see. So from what we are seeing now, USD card has been uptrending, and currently it is still above our moving average on the weekly time frame. Last week candle closed at an indecision candle, and when we have indecision candle, usually it means that there was indecision in the market, and that may mean we see something different entirely this week. It could go, the bias, or it may be bullish, the market may be bullish, or it may be bearish. However, if you look at it, although it closed as an indecision candle, it was a bullish candle. So it is possible for it to begin to go up this week, and based on what we see on DXY, we notice that what also closed last week had long wick below it. So it could be fake break that we had below this, just the way it initially broke below here on DXY and it began to go up. So what we are seeing with USD card is showing us that there was a close above the moving averages on weekly time frame. That doesn't mean that it may not continue to sell, because if you look at it on the daily, it is still bearish. Okay, so if dollar currency index remains bearish like we see, we will look at this as continuing to be bearish too. Focusing on the daily, for instance, we would see that there was a close below our moving average, there was correction, and then it's been consolidating since then. So after this consolidation, expect that it may continue to go down. So I may be looking at this area. If I see a close below this consolidating part, then I'll be expecting, I'll be looking at more of sell, which means that Canadian dollar is stronger than US dollar if we are going to look at sell. So I'm highlighting this area based on the daily. So it's been consolidating. Before I will look to do a sell with this, I need to see it outside of this small consolidating part, and so that means that if I see it anywhere below 1 point what's that, 1.3477, that's like 80 pips below where it is right now. If I see it that way, then I'll be looking to do more, or I'll be looking for more of sell. Okay, 50 to 80 pips thereabouts below where it is right now, we'll be looking at selling. And I think for me, I would I expect that if it should go below here, it will at least close this jump that was in the market. Although there was a close here though, this had closed it. Okay, so there was initially a close, but generally I'm expecting a break out of this consolidating part before I take a decision. So if it breaks the bottom especially, I would want to go in and buy. And if it closes above the moving average, sorry, if it closes on the bottom below the support area that we have here, then we'll be looking to sell. If it closes below that, the support of this consolidating part, we'll be looking to sell. In between the consolidating part too, I saw a pattern forming, which is more of a sell pattern. Okay, so if it breaks below this area, I'm going to look to sell. So that's it. So we're looking at that. If it breaks below, we would sell. If it breaks above, we will be cautious because it could be fake break. But if it fits what is happening with dollar currency index, then we can go ahead and do whatever it brings our way. Let's see GBP USD. Let me remove all this. So I'm going to start with the weekly as well. Looking at GBP USD, it was a big push down with this massive engulfing candles, two massive engulfing candles. Afterward, we begin to see a change in direction, like corrective move, and they came all the way up, for an extended period of time, but it's been closing around the 50 moving average since then, and I see it's going down this week. Let's take a look at the daily. Okay, so on the daily, if you look at it, we had this like a consecutive push down, like bearish move for several days. All right, thereafter it begins to go up, but like I mentioned in training yesterday, if you were with us on the training yesterday about time management, I talked about this, that you would see some time when there will be continuous move in the market like this, which shows that the market is trending, and there are times the market will be in area like this, which is a consolidating part. So it is still inside the consolidating part, and right now it has gone towards the upper part, like the resistance area of the consolidating part. Okay, so we expect it to continue to begin to come down. It is still around that consolidation, but we may be able to see opportunity to do some sell depending on the time frame you sell. We expect sell because of this move. If we impute our Fibonacci retracement, this was the 100% move, and then we've had retracement going as almost as high as 78% retracement. There we have around 78%, 78.6% retracement, and so we expect it to move and come down like this way if it begins to push down, if it is ready to, if the move is ready. The expectation is continuation of this bearish move, which we're not sure if it is going to be ready this week, but as far as we can see, it is around the consolidating the resistance area. If you look at it, this consolidating part, this was the initial resistance before we had this fake break, and then now it is back around the resistance area, and it is retreating back down. So I think we may be able to find opportunity to do some sell this week, at least the earlier part of this week, even if it's going to change direction later. All right. Then let's look at Euro USD. For Euro USD, this has been trending down for quite a while, but currently we have it pushing above our moving averages and looking like it is ready to change direction. It's pushed up, retraced, and then it is beginning to go up, and from what we can see, this is changing direction to uptrend from the lower trend that it was. Okay, so let's see what is going to happen. Look at what is going to happen this week. I think I'm going to set the path down, and if we see it above the resistance, we'll begin to buy. If you look at it, it broke this area, then it retraced and begin to consolidate, and afterward it has pushed up again, and now we are seeing this small consolidating part. It's either we wait for, we highlight the consolidating part and wait to see a close above the consolidating part to buy, or we form a a triangle, and a symmetrical triangle, and we try to see when there will be a close above it. So when we see that close above, and if it is going to be below, we will also be beginning to look to sell. That's for a longer term trader. Short term trader may still be trading in between the consolidating part, but for me, I think the best way is when we see a close above here, and if we see a close above this part, we're going to be looking to buy it up. Okay, so let's wait and see what happens with this. It is coming and it is close to it. It may happen before the end of today. So if we see a close above this consolidating part, we will be looking to buy based on what we are seeing on the weekly, which shows that the bulls are beginning to take over. Okay, so let's see again. Let's take a look again at other currency pairs with US dollar in them. Let's see AUD USD. Do we have AUD USD here? So let's see the weekly time frame for this. We are going to go to the weekly time frame, and looking at it on the weekly time frame, we can see that this has been bearish for a while. It has been going down, trading down, but now we see it above here. We see it closing above here. Sorry about the background noise. We have our children at home during this pandemic, so just bear with us. And don't forget, as you are looking at the chart, remember I announced the boot camp yesterday. We announced the boot camp yesterday. If you were not on the training yesterday, please be informed that we have opened up the boot camp, the Forex boot camp for August, and this is a time for you to get started. Immediately you get started, we are going to be giving you an opportunity we are going to give you access to some training that you will have immediate access to, self-paced training that you can begin to watch and learn from on your own. Then the bootcamp is going to open up on August 13, 2020. So you need to get started now and get your access to some of the training, the basic training and all of that, especially for new people who need to learn more about how to trade. So the exclusive Forex trading bootcamp for August is opened. This is the time for you to go get registered. If you come to the site moneysellersafrica.com/bootcamp, you're going to see everything about it. It's going to open up on 13th of August, but we're going to give you immediate access to your back office so that you can begin to have access and begin to watch the training that are the self-paced ones on your own before the live interactive classes starts. You are going to have access to basic level, intermediate, advanced level of training. Students that joined us in the last boot camp in April have a lot of interesting things to say. So if you go to the site, you'll be able to read from them. And the cost for between now and 25th of July is 20,000 naira only. This is worth over $1,200, but it is currently going for 20,000 naira, $50 only for today until 24th July. 24th July at 12 noon. That is when it's going to increase to 25,000 naira. Okay, so for you to make payment, that is the account number to pay to. Don't forget, if you have any question, you can reach out to me on my WhatsApp. You can leave your question on the chat section. So let's go back to our review. So if you look at this, you see that it's been trending down for a long while, but recently we have a push that has closed above our moving average. However, that push closing above our moving average has remained around this resistance area. It has not moved past that resistance area. You see this resistance that was touched here, an initial support that turned into a resistance is where it has been. It touched it, it broke it below again, and then it is beginning to go back up. Now, when do you jump in to trade this? Until you see a close above that area. Okay, so when I see a close above this area, I'm going to begin to look to buy this. A close above the area will make me to start looking to buy that. However, if it changes direction and begins to go down, apply my entry rules and look to sell. But if I see a close above here, I'll buy. Okay, so if I see a close above there, above this 0.7021 parts, we're already around 0.6970. So like 50 pips from now, we're expecting a close above here. 50 pips from now can be before the end of today. Okay, so if it closes above there before the end of today, from tomorrow we'll start looking to buy. If it doesn't, if it changes direction, we will also find a way to change our direction. So you trade both ways. You don't have to because you have a bias on a particular currency, you don't have to begin to believe that it must be that particular one. Okay, it must be what you are looking at. I want to do a buy, I'm expecting it to close above here. What if it doesn't? If it begin to go your way, or if you begin to go down, you put in your entry rules or strategy for sell and begin to look to sell. However, you also don't just jump in and do a sell because now it is facing down and it's looking like it wants to continue to sell. Okay, understand that. Let's go to NZD-USD. NZD-USD. Okay, so it looks a lot like the AUD-USD, but I think with this one, I'd rather trade with a trend line. So maybe I'm going to place a trend line above like this and wait for, because of the slope that I see there. Okay, so I can place a trend line and wait to see a close above the trend line. Okay, so either a close above that trend line or above this place, which I think is the same at the end of the day. So we have a resistance there too. That's you see, so there's this resistance around there that was touched there. So if I see a close above the resistance, I'm going to look to buy. However, I think this may move like this. I think we may see a move like this. This is looking a lot like an head and shoulder pattern trying to form. All right, so we may see something like this. It may get to that resistance and begin to go down. So if I see it coming down above the resistance, I'm going to look to sell first. Okay, I'm going to look, because this is on weekly time frame. So if it forms this on weekly time frame, it's going to be massive buy later, but it's going to sell for quite some times before it continues up. So it may get to that resistance level and begin to sell. If it begins to sell, I'm also going to be looking to sell. But if I see it above it, I'll look to buy. With the same thing with the AUD USD we saw before. So if it gets to this resistance, we're looking at the weekly now anyway, so I'm talking about long-term thing now, not a short-term thing, because the weekly time frame is huge. Okay, one candle will do a lot of things. Okay, so this one looks like it has even formed a kind of head and shoulder already, because we see a small push down that continues like this, but it may still come down a bit more before it goes up. Okay, so I saw something like this form here. If I see it above here, I'm going to look to start buying, but if I don't, if it doesn't close above here on time, I will also sell when it begins to sell down a little more before I expect it to go up and close above there. Let's see some GBP pair. GBP AUD has been up, it was uptrending for a long time, but as it has been on downtrend for quite a while now. I'm talking about on weekly time frame. Okay, so if we go to the 4 hour time frame, we see it that it began to sell for some times. It pushed up a bit, began to sell for some times. It may return and begin to go up. Let's see how the candle closed as of last week. Okay, so last week it closed as some sell candle. Then we, okay, sorry, it closed as a buy candle, but more of an indecision candle, an indecision candle that is more bearish. Okay, more bigger candle depth, more bullish. It's a green candle, buy candle, and it's more bullish. That was how the candle closed the week last week, and this week we have it coming down again. Today's candle is retracing like this. We think that may not last for too long before we begin to see it going up. Okay, so if it changes direction from here and begin to go up, we'll also look to buy. And so let's look at Euro GBP. If we have an idea of the strength of GBP from there, where's Euro GBP? Okay, so Euro has been so massively going up. Okay, I think Euro is ready to continue its way back up, and it was selling for some times, and just today's candle has begun to move up seriously, so that gives Euro some level of strength. But on the 4 hour time frame, it has just hit our 50 moving average, which may mean that it may continue its way down again. And there's even a pattern that has formed. It looks like we have an head and shoulder pattern. Is it a head and shoulder pattern that was formed here, and after the forming of that pattern, it closed below it, retreat, and then all of this may be some level of just retracement. So from tomorrow we may begin to look to sell with Euro GBP, and if it is going to sell with Euro GBP, it means that GBP is going to be would have more strength than Euro, and that way we'll be looking to do more of buy with GB pairs. Okay, so GBP AUD, after this retracement, we expect it to continue its way up again. If you look at this, it was downtrending for a while, but it has broken up and it is now retracing, and we expect that after this retracement it begins to buy. Let's look at GBP card. I think it looks a lot the same way with GBP AUD. I'm going to remove this. Okay, so it is around an area. Let's see if that broke above this area. Okay, so there was like a kind of break above that place, a little break above the resistance, and then it is coming down again. If I say it above the resistance area, which is a 1.7174 area, then I'm going to continue to look to buy. Let's look at some GBP JPY first. I would not be able to take too many currency pairs today, but wherever we're able to stop it, we'll just move on from there. What GBP JPY2 has been on our was downtrending for a while, then it began to go up. Let's see how the candle closed last week. Okay, the candle had closed last week with a bullish candle that is kind of it has wick above it, like a kind of, not really a pin back candle, but it is a bit bigger pin back kind of, and we expect it to change direction there. It is forming double head, so like this week candle had also moved a bit up, then it is coming down from here. So it looks like we may have opportunity to continue selling from today, from this week, because it is all still below the moving averages, the 50 moving average on the weekly, and it's moved up, retraced, and then this one was not able to move too much above here. So maybe Japanese yen is about to get stronger again. Let's look at it on the daily first. Okay, so on the daily it is above moving average still. So the best way to trade this is to impute, some trend lines, some movement, some support resistant area and all that, and then when we see a close, we'll begin to look to buy or sell. But I think my bias is more towards a sell. My bias is more toward a sell because of the patterns that are forming. However, because of looking at the strength, in terms of strength, it may begin to buy. So you don't jump in on a trade like this. Put in your bias for both buy and sell, and then if it moves your way, whichever way it goes, then you trade it. So you need to put in bias for both buy and sell. Okay, it is still in an area right now, but we expect that it may break and begin to go down. There's also a pattern that is selling for sell here. So if JPY begins to gain more strength, then we expect it to continue to sell. Let's look briefly at some euro pair before I go. This euro pair, euro JPY, I had this consolidating part that I noted before. Okay, so we have this consolidating part that we took note of, and it is still inside the consolidating part. If you look at this was the push. It was an uptrending move. That was the move, an uptrend move that we had initially, and then we've been in this consolidation. So you need to be able to identify what we have, where we are currently in the market. Are we in a consolidation, or are we in a trending move? If it's still in a consolidation, maybe as a short-term trader you may see opportunity to enter, and trade in between the consolidating part. But why trading a consolidating part may not be too fun is because you are not too sure if the next move is going to get too far before it begins to push down again. It's just, but when a trending move begins, you're going to see it. So if I see it above this consolidating part, I will start looking to continue buying. Okay, so if I see it above 122.5, that's 70 pip from where it is right now, then I'll begin to buy. So I want to see it first above the resistance of this consolidating part. So that's basically it. This is how far I am able to go on the review for today on the few currency pairs. Before the end of the week, if I am able to, we'll check again on the chart and see what the market is doing. If not, the next review or the next outlook is going to be on Monday as usual, 12 noon Nigerian time. I look forward to have you, and please do not forget, I am introducing you to our Forex trading bootcamp. The Forex trading bootcamp is the best you would ever get for the quality of education you are going to get. From basic level through advanced level, you are going to be learning everything that will help you to trade on your own. Basic level for new traders, setting your demo account, understanding the charts, calculating pips and all that, understanding trading mechanics, everything on the basic level, how to trade on Android and iPhone, trading from your system and all that, and then you move on to the intermediate level: risk management, money management, time management, position management, trading plan. These are my advanced level courses that you are getting, and immediately you get signed up, you may register. You're going to have you're going to be given lifetime access to courses. These courses that some of these courses you're seeing, all the basic level, then hand pick courses on the intermediate and advanced level. Then on the live classes, by the time we start the live classes, which will be with, you'll be in a community, you'll be able to communicate with other people, you'll be able to learn together. When we start the live interactive classes, you will also learn more. We're going to be taking we will start from the basic again, but it will just be like a review of what you're learning in your back office. It is very important that you get registered now, so that you can have immediate access to your back office, your personalized back office, and begin to watch the videos on your own, learn trading on your own before the date of the live interactive session, when you can now begin to ask questions on what you've been learning and get answers. By the time we now come up live and teach you more, teach you better on what you're learning and how to trade on your home better. You are going to be having access to currency correlation course. You would learn simple price action strategy, the money seller sniper strategy, money seller swerve strategy, and Elliott wave, and even more bonus courses. And there will be supportive community where you can ask questions. We also have top traders interview session, where we're going to be inviting one or two top traders to come and share their own success story with us, and maybe we can learn from there. You would also have a bonus mentoring section on how to remain consistently profitable. Okay, this is worth over $1,200, 480,000, but it is currently going for 20,000 naira only until Friday 24th of July. Make payment into this bank account. Okay, and let's get you started. So that's the website to learn more about the bootcamp. Also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more training like this. And okay, that is the site, moneysellersafrica.com/bootcamp, and this is the account number to pay to. We're not charging you the 480,000 naira that it is worth. We're charging you 20,000 naira only until Friday 24th. It's actually 24th July, and that is the account number to pay to: Access Bank PLC 00419709008. Thank you very much for being a part of the class today. If you have any question, you can still put it in the chat and I will get back to it. Thank you and have a beautiful